Hello and welcome to the Skyrden First Officer training video. In this short and straightforward video, I'll be explaining everything you need to know for First Officers. Let's start all the way at the beginning. Once you've joined the flight, put on your uniform and wait until the captain tells you to teleport to them. After the captain has notified you, you can teleport to them using the to command. Once you finally hop into the First Officer seat, a GUI will pop up on your right. Let's analyse it. The whole panel has 5 pages, although only 4 are currently important. First, their main page. On the main page, you can start the engines, adjust the flaps, put the gear up and down, the spoilers up and down, and activate and deactivate the reverse thrusters. Right next to the main page is the lights page, where you can control the lights of the aircraft. Wow! You can control the navigation lights, the beacon lights, the landing lights, the tail lights, the strobe lights, and the taxi lights. Right next to the lights page is the audio page, which is irrelevant for the First Officer as of now. The following page is the calls page. Here you can control all the calls to communicate with cabin crew, although the passengers can hear it. Before making a call, make sure to press the call button, which will make a ding sound, for realism. Next to the call button is the emergency button, which is, as the name says, used in emergencies. This button will make 3 dings, which alerts the cabin crew politely that you're fucked. Now, the last page is the other page, where you can open all of the doors as well as anchor the aircraft. You have to open the doors for the ground crew, for example, the cargo door or the front left door. Once the plane is completely stopped and is correctly parked at the gate, anchor the aircraft, call it out, and turn on the navigation and tail lights. Once that is done, you don't really have anything else to do until boarding, except, as said earlier, open and close the doors for ground crew. We recommend you to watch professional Subway Surfers gameplay to pass the time. Once boarding is completed and all the doors have been closed, the jetway or air stairs will be detached. Once the flight host informs you that the cabin is secure, you can unanchor the aircraft and call it out. Turn on the anti-collision lights and tell the ground crew that you are ready for pushback. While you're being pushed back, you can start the engines, although you must start engine 2 first. You don't really have to wait for engine 2 to fully start before starting engine 1, although you can do it if you want to. Once on the taxi line and the pushback tug is fully detached, turn on the taxi light, set the flaps, flaps 1 for regular takeoff and flaps 2 for a short runway takeoff, and do a spoiler check by quickly activating and deactivating the spoilers. You can relax until you reach the holding point at the runway. The captain will stop at the holding point and you have time to turn on the strobe lights, landing lights, and play the takeoff call under the calls page.
Cabin crew, prepare for takeoff.
Once you've lifted off and have reached around 250 feet, retract the gears. Sadly, currently you cannot see the altitude yourself, so you always have to ask the captain for the altitude. Once you've reached 1,500 feet, put the flaps up, and at 3,000 feet, turn off the landing lights. When the captain has landed on the cruising pad and has fully stopped, you can anchor the aircraft, call it out, and play the cruising call.
And gentlemen, we do hope that you enjoy your flight so far. We've just reached our cruising altitude of 6,000 feet. Our lovely cabin crew will now start serving everyone on board. Thank you for choosing Skyrden, fly better, and we will talk to you soon again before we land.
The cabin crew will then start serving meals, and well, you don't really have to do anything in that time. But serving doesn't really take that long and it should be done in around 10 minutes. Once again, the flight host has informed you that the cabin is secure. You can play the descend call, unanchor the aircraft and call it out as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, as I've promised, this is your first officer speaking again. We will shortly be beginning our descent into our destination. We ask all passengers to take their seats and sit back and relax. Thank you for choosing Skyrden, fly better, and enjoy the rest of the flight with us.
While descending slowly but surely, lower the flaps. We'd recommend to have the flaps lowered to 15 by 3,000 feet, and also have the landing lights on again. then lower the flaps by 1 every 1,000 feet. So at 2,000 feet, the flaps would be at 20, and at 1,000 feet, the flaps would be fully lowered. By 1,000 feet, the flaps should be fully lowered and the gear should be lowered as well.
Cabin crew, prepare for landing.
Once touched down, activate the spoilers and the reverse thrust. When the plane has reached the speed of 60, deactivate the spoilers and the reverse thrust as well. As the plane is vacating the runway, retract the flaps, turn off the strobe and landing lights, and turn on the taxi lights. Before turning into the gate, make sure you turn off the taxi lights so you don't blind the ground crew. Once the aircraft is parked and fully stopped, anchor the aircraft and call it out. Turn off the anti-collision lights and open the door once the ground crew is either attached to the jetway or the air stairs. Once everyone has disembarked, you can disembark as well and engage in after-flight activities. Yay! And that's it for the awesome Skyrden First Officer training video.